You're listening to the Business Wealth Impact Podcast, your source for empowering information and cutting-edge ideas from the world's top minds. I'm your host, Jeanne Amlour, founder of seven-figure coaching company, Jeanne Amlour International. Join me on a journey to unleash your potential and create your highest success. Welcome to Business Wealth Impact. Hello and welcome to another amazing show. Today we have Scott Brandley. Scott is an amazing guest and he is a veteran of online reputation management and runs something called Shopper Approved, a review syndication service for e-commerce businesses. And Scott is going to talk all about how to boost your online reputation. And folks, it's not what you think. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Okay, awesome to have you. So we were chatting a little bit before, and I was astounded at something that you said, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But for now, why don't we get started on what are some ways that people can, and it's not just for e-commerce, right? It's for everybody, correct?
Definitely. It's for all types of businesses. We focus typically on e-commerce, but it can help any business online or offline.
Great. So let's get started. What's the number one thing to help people with their online reputation?
Honestly, it's ratings and reviews. There's been a ton of reports done, studies done. Ratings and reviews are the number one most influential thing that consumers look for when they're making decisions to buy.
Okay.
A lot of times it's overlooked by businesses. Just they get busy or they just don't understand the value of it or how to leverage it. And so they just miss that opportunity to really take advantage of it.
Right. Now, we all know how important reviews are, like on Amazon and also on Yelp. So I think that the consumer knows the importance, but maybe on the other side, they're forgetting the other part of it. Like, how would the consumer feel? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both sides. A lot of times businesses they know they need reviews, but they're afraid to get bad reviews. And so
Mm,
they don't do anything, right? Because they're just afraid that they might get one or two bad reviews and it might hurt their reputation. And then on the consumer side, they want both sides. They want to see good and bad.
hmm
And so, it's interesting. Both sides of the business side and the consumer side want different things, and they both get different things out of it.
Okay. So you said something astounding. You said that bad reviews can be good. Please explain that.
Yeah, so on the business side, a lot of businesses are scared of getting those bad reviews, but what we found collecting millions and millions of reviews over the last 15 years is that bad reviews are actually your biggest asset that you can leverage as a business. And the reason is because on the consumer side, what do? You go if you really want a product, you go and look at their bad reviews, their 1 and 2 star reviews, because you want to see how bad is bad,
Mm,
right? And so if you go back to the business side and you see that the business has actually answered that 1 star review and they've done it in an empathetic way where they can show where it shows that they actually care about the customer, they've resolved the customer's concern, and that customer is good, now that what we call that is a net positive review. Even though it's a 1 star, it actually is a net positive because on the consumer side, it shows just how good of a business you are and that you really care about your customer. And
hmm
so that 1 star review is worth 105 star reviews.
Okay, so because basically we are witnessing how they handle the conflict, how they handle it, they apologize, they say, we're going to make you whole. So it's really like
Right.
making the person whole, how they do it. They listened, they said, we get it, we're sorry, let's fix this. And then it's fixed. So it's like, wow. So if there were a problem, that's how they'd handle it. That's very true because you're wondering, I wonder if this is guarantee is really a guarantee or whether this works.
Right.
Okay. Now that is great for products. Do you think that, well, I guess you're actually experts on the product side, right?
Yep. That's another thing. There's two different types of reviews online. There's store ratings that talks about the store and the company as a whole, and then there's product reviews which focus on each individual product.
Okay, so that's the number one thing is reviews, client testimonials. good experiences, bad experiences handled well. Okay. And so,
Definitely.
what would you say is the next thing to do to boost the online reputation of these brands?
Yeah. So I think once you've got reviews figured out, the important thing is to know how to get them out there, right? You can collect reviews, but if you're not using the right platforms, you're not getting the reviews out into the world for consumers to see them and make that good decision. And I think that's a big miss that a lot of companies have
Mhm.
is that a lot of times they'll find platforms that do collect reviews, but they just put them on their website, right? Like,
Mhm.
so we call that being an island because consumers don't know they exist unless they first go to your website, then go to your product page, right? And then they
Mhm.
can see it, which is great. And those reviews will help to make more sales. But
Mhm.
you've also got to get the reviews out there into the world so that consumers can see them in the first place.
Okay, how do they get them out there in the world? By running ads to the review pages?
So there's a couple things. One, you should look for a Google review partner. There's about 10 review platforms that are Google review partners in the
Mm,
world. That's it. There's 10.
okay.
So you need to find one that actually is a partner because when you're a partner, you can actually syndicate, you have a direct feed into Google. So when you see reviews in Google, that's
Mhm.
from one of these top 10 review platforms.
Oh, wow, okay, so wait, this is interesting, some people don't know this. So there's some platforms, there's 10, and they are Google review partners, and those are businesses that have created a platform, and if you work with them, they then get it on the index, is that right?
Yeah, they get it into search in multiple places into Google.
Oh, so are these kind of like platforms that you pay to do that for you?
Yeah, so typically you would pay those companies to collect your reviews. They become you like your company that you work with directly. They collect the reviews and then they syndicate them out into
Mm,
search.
interesting, okay,
Yeah.
and there's sort of like a fee to pay for that.
Yeah. I mean, typically with any review company, there's a fee.
Of course.
It just depends. Like, for example, a lot of businesses don't know that there's only like 10 or so of these companies that do this.
Wow.
Because when you, like, say you go to Shopify
Mhm.
and you try to find a review platform, there's over 120 review
Oh.
platforms on Shopify. They're not going to tell you that they don't syndicate to Google, right?
Oh.
So it's kind of one of those things that you got to learn along the way. But
Yeah.
you, yeah,
Okay,
it's
interesting. Now with these review platforms, is it just for products or any reviews on Google?
that's another thing. You when you're a Google review partner, there's two types of partnerships.
Okay.
There's a store ratings partnership and there's a product review partnership. And they're separate.
What about service ratings, like for coaches or consultants?
So those are typically done through Google My Business and through Yelp.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing, and it's not
Yeah.
like a partner. That is not a platform for a dissemination. So you're saying it only exists for the store or the product. Is that what you said?
Yeah, for
Ah,
typically for e-commerce businesses. Those are the
e-commerce.
that's the strategy.
Okay,
On the service side, it's you want to go with Google My Business. That's your number one. And then Yelp is your number two.
got it. Okay. So, and you're not really paying Yelp, I don't think, and they're not doing the same thing.
No,
It's just on there. So
you do pay
you
Yelp.
do pay Yelp, but it's
Uh,
not like they're disseminating it like a partner. It's definitely different. I wanna just
right,
be clear with people. It is not the same thing, okay? So there is no platform for services that does the exact same thing, correct?
right. Yeah.
Good to know that. Alright. They should maybe start one. Alright. So, because Google My Business is not gonna do that. And by the way, you have to, even on a blog, I just learned, you have to actually get each link and manually put it to be indexed to be even seen on Google, which some people just think if it's on their website, they're seeing it. They're not. Okay. So
Right.
there's that. So basically, you want to get a bunch of reviews. Then you want to partner with somebody like one of these. What's the top one? What's the top platform that you recommend?
We're one of them, but I would recommend myself.
Oh, this is what you do. You
Yeah.
have a platform that does this. Got it.
Yeah, but there's a few. So there's Shopper Approved, there's Trustpilot, there's Yachtpo,
Yes.
there's Reviews.io, there's Reseller Ratings, there's SiteJabber. There is a list in Google if you search.
Mm,
Google store review partners or something like that in search.
right, or Chat GPT. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, ChatGPT will give it to you too. But you can ask who are the official Google review platforms, and it'll give you a
Mhm.
list.
Are you one of the 10?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. So those are 2, and then what else is important here? Let's say they don't wanna go onto one of those partner platforms. What else can they do?
So another thing that you can do is you can collect, like you were saying, video testimonials. This is a really cool strategy that a lot of businesses don't really leverage. So
Okay.
a lot of companies do collect video testimonials or video reviews, but they don't
Mhm.
leverage them into their YouTube channel.
Ah.
So they put them on their website maybe to, maybe their homepage or something. But if you actually put those on your YouTube channel, then YouTube is a search engine. So those will show up. You'll get visitors to see those videos if they search for your brand in YouTube. And then Google owns YouTube. So they take those videos and they put them into search. So now
Ah.
you have your customers talking all about how good your products are or your company.
Mhm.
And those are showing up in Google search results, Google video results, and YouTube video results.
Fantastic. So everybody do that.
Yeah,
Okay, and then, of course, you have to write hashtags and everything like that and SEO it properly, correct?
right.
Right. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay, so basically all these products can also when they get the people doing the reviews, they should be putting it on their YouTube channel. Right.
Yes,
Okay, and if
definitely.
they're short enough, I guess they'd have to be really short, but some of them could be even in the short section, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could definitely turn them
Okay.
into shorts.
Cool. And you're saying that YouTube automatically just crawls and finds those even without putting it on any index like we have to do on Google now. And it's going to just disseminate that because it finds it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Google owns YouTube, so it pulls videos from there constantly to help in search.
Okay, that's a really good tip. That's for everybody. All businesses should do that. Okay. What are some other, you know, very valuable insider tips?
Something that we found is Q&A. So a lot of businesses put Q&A, questions and answers on their product pages, right, to help with their products so that their customers can find answers to questions. But a lot of businesses don't optimize those every single question and answer so that it shows up in search results.
Mm,
So they just don't think quite big enough. For an example, you could have a question on, say you're selling a t-shirt, right?
mhm,
Does this t-shirt come in blue? That could be a question that somebody asks about that shirt.
mm,
But if you just change the question a little bit and you
mm,
say, does this Callaway polo, you know, polyester polo or whatever, come in blue? Well, now you've got keywords in that question.
mhm,
And if you put those keywords in the answer, you know, and you could even say, according to the manufacturer,
mhm.
this Callaway polo comes in blue, purple,
Oh,
and pink.
you're getting a sound bite of the fact this Callaway does so then somebody's questioning Callaway in blue, then it will come up. Oh, here it is. I'm often getting research, I'm getting a lot of AI, like ChatGPT, Reddit comments now where they
Hmm.
found the words, just like you said. Okay, awesome. So it's good to create a whole phrase out of that. Yes, the XYZ color in blue is available in these sizes, right? For men,
Yes.
for women, for children.
Yes.
Yes.
The more direct you can make the question and answer or applicable to that thing from
Mhm.
a search position, right? But you also have to make it sound like it's a natural answer. So you've got to there's a balance there. But if you just think a little bit bigger about every question and answer that you're doing on your product pages, those show up in search, and a lot of times they can even show up in the featured snippet, which is position 0. So
Mm.
you can get a lot of traffic for free by just thinking about how you answer questions.
Answer it fully so it's a phrase and it's mentioning several elements naturally. Great question
Yes.
about the da 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 inside. Yes, we do. Yes, it's available. To answer your question, yes, the da 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 is available in da da da, right? That's answering the
Right.
question.
If you say something like according to the manufacturer or something like that, that's a signal to ChatGPT or Google or
Ah,
whoever, oh, this is an official answer because it's sourcing the original source.
right.
So
Okay.
anytime you can put that in there, that even makes it more valuable.
Amazing. Okay, great stuff. Anything else? Now that I keep asking, I keep getting new tips. What else are people not knowing or forgetting or overlooking?
I think those are kind of the main ones. I guess the other thing, if you can leverage your ratings and reviews and your Q&A and your videos out into search, the benefit of doing that is that makes you an authority in your space,
Mm,
right? And so Dr. Cialdini in his book
mhm,
Influence,
mm,
he talks about a concept called persuasion. So, anytime you can be an authority in the search results, you're persuading the customer to want to buy from you before they even get to your website.
mm,
So, anytime you can post an authoritative Q&A or have a video of customers talking about how great your products are, or having ratings and reviews in your Google Shopping ads, your organic search results. All of that builds this authority and this credibility and this persuasion before they even get to your site, which makes them more likely to click on the links,
mhm,
which gets you more traffic to your site. And then
mhm,
you leverage all of that on your site. So you get to double dip, which
mm.
increases your conversion rate.
Awesome. Wow. Okay, so Scott, what got you into all this? What's your background and why are you passionate about this?
So back in 2008, I actually went to Amazon one day and I
Mhm,
saw what they were doing with ratings and reviews
mhm,
and with Q&A, and I'm like I asked myself, why isn't somebody building something like this for other websites to leverage? And so that night I stayed up and I wrote a bunch of notes, and that's how Shopper Approved was born. So we've been doing it for 15 years, and we've been in the trenches helping tens of thousands of websites to be able to leverage their authority and their reputation.
does this work for, like, everything, like supplements and, like, anything that's sold online?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so very good insight. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Just getting that awareness for businesses out there that your reputation isn't something that you should put on the back burner. You should actually leverage it and do everything you can to get your reputation out in the public,
Mhm.
because it can take your business to a whole new level if you just embrace it. A lot of businesses, they just kind of treat it like this thing on the side, but if you just embrace it, it can truly transform your business.
For sure. Okay, well, thank you for that insight. So, before we close the show, what's some mindset or philosophy that you live by that you'd like to share with people?
For business owners, a lot of times I think it's focusing on the most important thing. I have a friend, his name is Qasim, and he taught me this principle where if you sit at your desk, there's different types of levels of work you can do. There's $500 an hour work, there's $50 an hour work, and there's $5 an hour work. Most business owners focus on the $5 an hour work instead of the $500 an hour work, right? If you change that mindset and you're constantly asking yourself, what's the $500 an hour work I can be doing right now? That can be that can be another game changer for your business. You just have to be aware of it. Again, it's awareness.
Right? That's for everybody. Focus on not the 80-20. Focus on the 95, 5. You focus
Right.
on
Yeah.
95%, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Scott, it's been so interesting. Thank you so much for sharing the importance, not just for e commerce brands, but for everybody to be proactive with your reputation online because it's an asset. It's not something you're just defending when somebody complains, right? So,
Right.
yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you got a lot out of this episode, and we'll see you on the next show. You're listening to the Business Wealth Impact Podcast, your source for empowering information and cutting-edge ideas from the world's top minds. I'm your host, Jeanne Amlour, founder of seven-figure coaching company, Jeanne Amlour International. Join me on a journey to unleash your potential and create your highest success. Welcome to Business Wealth Impact.